Okay, so once you've had the all clear from your doctor, you've checked out your Diastasis Recti, and you have done your pelvic floors, now it's on to taking it up a notch, and we're going to go with some core and restore. So Natalie, what are we going to do?
So basically just taking it slow, working with the core. This should be like the first port of call. So as you say, you've sort of, working, this can go alongside your pelvic floor, and just a little advanced step up from your diastasis exercise. So if you're fine, you're healing, or if you haven't had diastasis and you're good to go, should be your first port of call before you, to get some kind of core strength before you go into any kind of very high intensity exercise. So you can use this in combination with your body weight exercise video, but this is just going to be where you would start sort of re-strengthening your core. So we've got 10 exercises to go through, so I can show you those. So the first one I've got is belly breathing. Sounds simple, but it's a really good place to start, and as you know, that using your breath with core exercises makes all the difference. So you're just going to use your breath to inhale, and as you exhale, squeeze your core muscles. And I don't know whether you can pick that up on the camera, but as she's breathing, she's going to take a big breath and then exhale. Even though it's only breathing in and out, it is powerful, isn't it?
Yeah, totally.
So all these exercises through 8 to 10, and you can build up as you get stronger. So start with the belly breathing. So carrying on with that, still using the belly breathing, you're going to now incorporate your pelvis. So we're going to do some pelvic tilts. So tilting the pelvis towards you, keeping the hips on the ground, and you're just going to tilt the pelvis towards you and then roll it forward. So you should see like a little gap underneath here, so you're getting push, keeping the bum on the ground and then rolling it forward, push in and out. Perfect. So this is just your pelvis. So you're just rolling, you're using the connective muscles to squeeze together and start firing up the stabilizing muscles, and obviously retraining your pelvis. So pelvic tilts are a great way to start. So once you've gone through your pelvic tilts, number 3 on the list is the half sit-ups. So obviously you still don't want to put too much pressure on the abdominal wall, so you're going to come up to a seated position. So you're going to do it from a roll. So you're going to roll and then come up there. So you don't want to jar too much through the core to start with. And you're going to go from this position, and you're just going to start training the core. So you're going to start with your arms. You're going to go back, feel the core engage, and then lift. So really slow it, and then extend up, and then carrying on with your breathing on this as well. So in and breathe out as you lift up. And this one is quite progressive. You can go deeper the stronger you feel. You can probably go horizontal now, can't you? And lift. But you can just start really slow to just where you feel the core engage and lift up. Following from that, so you're coming down to your mat again. The number 5 is alternating knees into chest. We touched on this a little bit with the pelvic floor, but this is also really good for the core as well, providing you are doing it properly, because we see a lot of, hips moving too, pelvis rolling forward too much, and then you create that lordotic curve, which we don't want. So you're going to start on a tabletop position, plant your spine into the mat, so imprint the spine, tilt the pelvis, and then not too low, is extend 1 and straight ahead. So you don't want to go too low to start with, because you'll roll the hips forward. Just straight out. And if you put your hands on the core and you're going to breathe in, out, and if you're doing it deep enough, every time you extend the leg really gently, you'll feel the core engaging, and just try and keep the nips, the hips, the knees in line with the hips as you extend. How does that feel for you?
Yeah,
it's deep.
Powerful, yeah.
Number 6 is similar, but you're going to come up again into the tabletop position, and this time tabletop position. So you're just going to come down and up. So your legs are like this.
Oh,
same one. Keeping the knees in line and imprinting the spine onto the mat, you're going to come down and touch from the heel. So flex the foot, touch, and then again. So you can take these really slow. So you're going to breathe, get your breathing engaging as well. Tap, tap. So it makes such a difference when you keep the form, you keep your back. If your back is curved, then you're doing this exercise like this, then you're not going to get any, you're not going to get engagement like you should.
So you're going to lift up into the hips and hold the side plank for a minimum of 10 seconds. And just when you're holding the side plank, just raise your arm and imagine you're pulling on a piece of string. Make sure your body is in alignment.
Yeah.
Easier said than done. And just really keep that arm straight and pull up onto that string so you're really feeling the engagement through your oblique muscles. And then the progression onto there, once you've mastered that for a minimum of 10 to 15 seconds, you can start to incorporate your dips. So come back up into the plank and using your oblique muscles, hip dips, really gently, keeping the hips forward and in line. Aim for 5 on each side to start with, and then you can increase your reps up to 10. Up to start with, keep the feet firmly flat, relax through the shoulders, keep the chest up, keep the core engaged and lean back until you feel the core engaged. Perfect. Just make sure you're not hitched up through your shoulders, keep them nice and relaxed, and imagine you're reaching for something in front. Perfect. You can start to lift your feet up, a little bit more challenge. So you can just take all these really progressively, which we'll show in later videos, progressions. And then the last one is dead bugs. These are amazing for just starting out, and obviously as you can notice, for core exercises I would avoid anything that's facing down. So all these exercises you are lying on your back. If you start planking and doing things where you're face down, I think it's going to create too much pressure. Start this way and then you can build up to a full plank. So the last one is a dead bug. So we're going to lay on the back, tabletop position again, cross the hands over on opposite knees, and then one opposite arm to leg extend, so not too far, just straight out to start with. Yep. And again, you want to try and avoid the roll and the curve of the spine imprint into the mat. If you can't get this low, just start really small and basically you just want your leg to come out straight. Perfect.
So thanks for watching our workout videos. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you want to go into a lot more detail about why to work out, how to work out, and the science behind it, check out thejourney.co.uk and lots more from Natalie on all the science. And if you'd like to hear more from us, then subscribe. Thanks.